Hello Zuzamen and welcome and Zurus. Hello everyone and welcome back to our beginner German series. I am so glad you are here today because we are tackling lesson 5 and honestly this is a massive milestone. Today we are unlocking the tools you need to actually navigate the German speaking world and express what you want, need and can do. We are going to cover three main things: giving and asking for directions, mastering modal verbs, which are absolute game changers for your fluency, and finally, demystifying something called separable verbs. Don't worry if those grammar terms sound scary. By the end of this video, you are going to be using them like a pro. Grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Los gates. Part 1 of today's lesson, Wegbeschreibung. This is a beautifully long German word that literally translates to way description or giving directions. Imagine you step off the train in Berlin, Munich, or Vienna and your phone dies. You need to know how to navigate the streets, understand the locals when they point you toward your hotel, and ask for help. Let's look at the absolute essential vocabulary you need to survive. Here are the core directional words you must memorize. Repeat after me. Gerdius means this means straight ahead. If someone says Gansi Gerdes means they are telling you to just keep walking straight. Next, we have our left and right. Links and rex means notice the R in reds comes from the back of the throat. Reds. A common phrase you will hear is biegen Sie links ab, means turn left. Finally, if you are in a train station or a multi-level building, you need to know oben, means up or above, and unten, down or below. Die Treppe nach unten means the stairs down. Practice these 5 words until they become second nature. Of course, directions are useless if you don't have landmarks to guide you. Here are 4 common ones you will hear all the time: the Ampel, which is the traffic light, the Kreuzung, which is the intersection, the Ecke, which is the corner, and the Brücke, which is the bridge. Look at the example on the screen. If a local tells you, Gehen Sie bis zur Ampel, they are saying, go up to the traffic light. Notice how we combine the word gehen to go with the landmark. If you want to say go to the bridge, it will be bis zur Brücke. Now, how do you initiate this polite conversation? Politeness is key in Germany. Always start with Entschuldigung. It means excuse me or sorry. Once you have their attention, you have a few options. The easiest is wo ist means where is, or wo means wo ist der Bahnhof means where is the train station. If you want to sound a bit more advanced, use wie komme ich zur means which means how do I get to. For example, wie komme ich zur Post means how do I get to the post office. Or if you are just looking for a general place, ask gibt es hier einen means is there something around here. Gibt es hier einen Supermarket means is there a supermarket around here. To wrap up our navigation section, let's look at compass directions. Good news for English speakers. These are cognates, meaning they sound almost exactly like English. They are northern, they are southern, they are Osten, and they are western. So, the key grammar tip here is when you want to say in the east or in the north, you would say the word im. For example, Berlin liegt in Osten von Deutschland. Berlin is located in the east of Germany. Super simple, right? Alright, stretch it out. Take a deep breath. We are moving into part 2. And this is the grammar that will absolutely level up in your German. Modal verben or modal verbs. If you feel limited because you can only say basic sentences like I eat or I go, modal verbs are the key. They allow you to express capability, obligation, permission, and desire. Let me show you how they work. So, what is a modal verb? Think of, think of it as a helping verb. It doesn't usually stand alone. It works with another verb to change the mood or intent of the sentence. It changes to I swim, to I can swim, or I must swim. There are the big six modal verbs in German. Let's run through them. These six words will be almost every conversation you have. So let's repeat after me. Können means ability or possibility. Müssen means if you want to do necessity or obligation, müssen is the word. For permission and prohibition, it's dürfen. Then for advice and expectation, it is sollen. Then for strong intent or will, it is wollen. And for liking and fondness, it is mogen. Okay, so here is the first group, können, müssen and dürfen. Now look closely at the start, specifically the ish and the AZS thing. Notice anything strange? First, there are no endings. It's not ishkane, it's not ishkan. Furthermore, ish and szs are exactly the same. Ishkan or eakan, ishmuz or eamuz here. Also, notice the vowel changes. Konen has an umlaut, but ishkan does not. This happens with most modal verbs in the singular form. The plural forms via ELZ go back to normal regular conjugation rules. Screenshot this slide, you will need to memorize these. Here is our second group, sollen, wollen and mogen. The exact same rule applies here. Ish and AZS are identical and have no endings. Ish will, will. A quick warning for English speakers regarding wollen. It looks like the English word will, but it does not mean future tense. Wollen means to want, and if you say Ich will Wasser means you are saying I want water, not I will water. So sollen means should, and morgen means to like. Ich mag pizza. You can also screenshot this slide if you want, and this slide also. Okay, you know the words, but how do we build a sentence? Welcome to the most famous German sentence structure rule, the verb bracket. Here, in a standard sentence, your conjugated modal verb goes into position 2. This is non negotiable. But what happens to the main action verb? Look at the blue highlight on the screen. It gets kicked all the way to the absolute end of the sentence and it stays in its pure infinitive dictionary form. It creates a bracket or a hug around the rest of your information, which is subject plus modal plus everything else information plus main verb, which is infinitive. Let's look at some examples. Look at the first example for können. Ich kann sehr gut Deutsch sprechen means I can speak German very well. Notice the yellow highlight kann is in position 2, matching ish. Now look at the end, the blue highlight. Sprechen is at the very end, unconjugated. You say I can very good German speak. The same goes for müssen. Wir müssen heute für die Prüfung lernen. We must study for the exam today. Here. Müssen in position to learning at the very end. Once you get the rhythm out of this bracket, German starts to sound incredibly natural. Let's look at dürfen, which is permission. Hier darf man nicht parken means one is not allowed to park here. A massive warning here. Nicht dürfen is a false friend for English speakers. In English, may not sounds like a soft suggestion. In German, nicht dürfen is a strict prohibition. It means must not. So, hier darf man nicht parken means is a strict rule here. And for wollen, which is desire, er will in summer nach Spanien reisen means he wants to travel to Spain in the summer. Again, will is conjugated in position 2. Reason sits patiently at the end. Alright, you have mastered directions. You have conquered modal verbs. We are on the home stretch with part 3, which is Trennbare Verben or separate verbs. These are incredibly common in everyday German. It sounds like a strange concept to English speakers. Verbs that split in half, but I promise they follow a very logical pattern, much like Lego blocks. So, what is a separable verb? These are words made up of two parts. A small prefix attached to a standard base verb. For example, the prefix of attached to the verb stehen, which is to stand, and it creates a brand new verb of stehen, which means to wake up or get up. But here is the trick. When you use this verb in a normal present tense sentence, the prefix and the base verb get a divorce. They separate. The base verb stays where verbs go in position 2, and the prefix runs away to the absolute end of a sentence. How do you know if a verb is separable? You look at the prefix on the screen. I have listed the most common prefixes that always signal a split. If a verb starts with AB, AN, AUF, AUS, EIN, or MIT, you know you have to split it. For example, anrufen here means to call, einkaufen means to shop, mitkommen means to come along. Take a screenshot of this slide. When you see these prefixes, your brain should automatically prepare to send them to the end of the sentence. Okay, so let's visualize this split because it actually looks exactly like the modal verb bracket we just learned. In position 2, you put the base verb conjugated to match your subject. At the absolute end, you drop the prefix completely unchanged. So look at the sentence at the bottom. Ich stehe jeden Tag 7 Uhr auf means the original verb was aufstehen. We took stehen means I stand, put it in the position 2, threw in all the time information and slapped off at the very end. Ich stehe auf. Let's see it in the action again. Aufstehen. If stehe jeden Morgen früh auf means I get up early every morning. Now look at anrufen to call via phone. This is a verb beginners always get wrong. You don't say ich anrufe dich means you have to split it. Ich rufe dich heute Abend an. I'll call you tonight. The blue roof is conjugated for ish and the yellow and sits at the end waiting patiently. Two more incredibly common daily routine verbs. Einkaufen means to grocery shop. Wir kaufen in supermarket. Ein means we conjugate kaufen for wir and throw ein to the end. For Zen to watch TV. Er seit am Abend gern fun. He likes to watch TV in the evening. Pay attention to this one. The base verb is sehen, to see, which has an irregular vowel change for he, she, it, becoming zit. The prefix fun goes to the end. And there you have it. Wow, we covered a lot of ground today. You can now navigate a German city, express your desires and obligations with modal verbs, and confidently split those tricky separable verbs. You are officially leveling up from pure beginner to function speaker. I wanted to give a small idea of how the hub works. Let me show it to you. So here is the practice hub, German practice hub lesson 5. In this lesson, we have learned directions, modal verbs, and separable verbs. Here, I have given three modules for you. One is directions, modal verbs, and separable verbs. If you want to learn anything about these three things, you can go to any one of them here, click on them, and learn about and click on it to interact with the buttons here and learn. Main thing is to learn. Now, once you have done all of the things, you can go to start training test right here. And there are many questions like build the German sentence and answer the following question. There are many MCQs. At least try playing with this app for 5 minutes and you will see the difference. Now, if you want to report any bugs or if there is any typo that you are thinking of, you can play with these two buttons here, credits and report bug. Okay, so we have done with the practice hub review. You can check it out in the description below. So, go to the comments right now and write one sentence using a modal verb or one sentence using a separable verb. I will be checking and correcting as many as I can. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe for lesson 6, and share this with a friend who is learning German. Vielen Dank fürs Zuhören and bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.